as the IDRC reaches, in drag racing terms, the 1,000-foot point of the season, they head west. And we're at Bandimere Speedway outside Denver, Colorado for the IDRC Rocky Mountain Nationals. 5,200 feet, it's going to be way up in the air. The 4 categories that are contesting the championship right here, well, they have their work cut out for them. We'll have to see how they handle the thin air at Bandimere.
Oh! Oh, my God!
ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports, presents coverage of the IDRC Auto Trader Drag Racing Championship Series and the IDRC Rocky Mountain Nationals here at Bandimere Speedway just outside of Denver, Colorado. Easily one of the toughest drag strips on which to compete because of the prevailing atmospheric conditions here in the Mile High City. I'm Brett Kepner, and covering the action in the pits as always is my announcing partner, Rick Carlson.
Huge crowd. We can see the tech lines behind us. They're rolling down to the staging lane area right now. But the entry list is huge. Right now, we're going to talk to Michael Ferrara. Well, now we're in the home stretch here of the season. Some of the races, a lot of them, may be decided this weekend.
A lot of them in the pro class. Dave Buschur showed up alone. He's got a lot to say about that. Make sure you talk to him. But in the Outlaw class, you got to see what's going on between Ron Lummus and Pepe Loco. That's Carlos Montano. A great rivalry going on there. Sav Leone in the quick class. He just set a new track record here for that class. And in the street class, Ari Yallon, and we've got that Titan Motorsports BF Goodrich sponsored Supra. It's going to be a great race.
Well, you have to keep track of this on importdrag.com. And Michael, I guess we're about ready to go back to racing.
I think so, yeah. Enough of this. Let's go back to racing.
I couldn't agree more, especially considering the fact that this category, the BF Goodrich Tires Street 8 division, presented by Sport Compact Car Magazine, produced some of the biggest headlines of this whole event. Mike Buschur is in the right-hand lane with the black Toyota Supra that went 150 miles per hour in qualifying. And this one is a walkover against Pazant Bang from Broomfield, Colorado's Toyota. Mazurowski, 1063 at a whopping 137 miles per hour, advances to the semifinal round with the Supra. Next up, Carl Martin out of Salt Lake City in his 93 Mazda, and Jerry Lee from Denver in his Supra. Listen to the turbocharged Supra trying to make up the difference. But this one is another walkover. 1066 for the Mazda RX-7 and 119. Jerry Lee's 1120 came at 134 miles an hour in Denver's thin air. Meanwhile, back in the pit area, once again, here's Rick.
Well, we're looking at one of the probably best long-distance award winners we're going to get, all the way from Orlando, Florida, to Morrison, Colorado, and then from sea level all the way to 5,500 feet. Mark Mazurowski and the Titan Motorsports Toyota. How is the car running compared to what it normally would run?
It was way off pace from the beginning. At first, we broke up a couple of parts in the first qualifying session, so we lost some rounds to fatigue in the car. So we replaced them, and our last qualifying pass was about a 990, and that's way off of our normal pace. It was about a 9.3. We made the proper adjustments, and we're going to make the next round and see how it goes.
And of course, that big nitrous oxide bottle carrying its own sea-level oxygen certainly makes a big difference here on the mountain. Next battle up will include John Shepard's Eagle Talon, a little 2-liter machine that has already dipped into the low 10s here, and Shane Wilson's straight 6-cylinder Toyota Supra. The turbocharged cars bogging off the starting line, straining to pack more air into the engine, but look at the Eagle Talon from Ohio march to the finish line, 10:25, the quickest one of the round at 141 miles per hour. Here's one of the best-known names in all of street tire import drag racing. Ari Yallon from Garland, Texas, and his red, white, and blue Mazda RX-7 battling Takashi Ohira from Boulder, Colorado in a Nissan Skyline. That's right, one of the most powerful street cars on the planet, but it's no match for the Mazda RX-7, and Ari Yallon proves he can run with the best at 10:34, 138 miles per hour. So, going into the semifinal round, we've got 4 drivers separated by less than 0.3 of a second. It'll be Shepard's Eagle and Mazurowski's Supra And then Martin's Mazda and Ari Yallon's RX-7 pairing up.
Well, #1 qualifier up here on the mountain, all the way from Texas, Ari Yallon. Car just seems to run good.
It's running good today. We're very happy. We got some stiff competition. John Shepard, Mark from Florida made the trek. We'll see how it goes. We're looking good for now, but you never know until the big lady sings.
Well, that's it. You're up here. Now you're the current points leader. This is an opportunity for you to try and stretch that lead a bit.
This is true. We're trying. John Shepard and I were pretty tight, like neck and neck, until the last event in Atco. I just got a hair of a jump on him, so we're a little bit ahead. We're going to try and stretch it, but he's fast. He's got a fast car. That Mitsubishi is a tough contender, so we'll see what happens.
And indeed, we'll be back with more coverage from the IDRC Rocky Mountain National here at Bandimere. This coverage is being brought to you by Auto Trader Magazine. Sell it where people will see it in Auto Trader Magazine. And by BF Goodrich Tires. When we return, more action from the mountain here in Denver. Welcome back to the Auto Trader IDRC Sport Compact Drag Racing Series and the IDRC Rocky Mountain Nationals here in Denver. And here's Rick Carlson in the pits.
You never can tell what you're going to find at an import drag race. What is this one? Most of you that are my age can tell exactly what it is. I guess I'm dating myself with that. But most of the crowd here is going to miss.
I don't know, maybe a Rolls Royce. I have no idea.
I have no idea.
That is Rambler, if I'm not mistaken.
Cadillac something. Eldorado or something?
I could be wrong. I'm a Toyota person, so it could be a Studebaker.
There we go. We have a winner. It's a 1962 Studebaker Lark.
Wow.
Pardon me, sir. Can you tell me what kind of car that is?
Actually, no, I can't. I'm sorry. It looks nice, but a little too old for me.
Well, can you tell me what kind of car this is?
Now, this I can tell you. This is a 93 Honda Civic, SI hatchback, turbocharged 4-cylinder, and it moves pretty good.
And your name, sir?
My name is Sav Leone.
Well, you're currently the national points leader.
Yes, national points leader.
And you're the East Coast points leader.
East Coast points leader.
Right now, second place in Central points.
Yep, Central Division. We can hopefully take over that today.
You're currently the record holder in the quick class?
Yeah, today yesterday in qualifying we set the mile-per-hour record for quick class here at Bandimere, 157.8 miles an hour.
Well, now, you set the mile-an-hour record. We're at 5,500 feet, and you set it, and that's not corrected.
No, that isn't. So we're hoping back home and sea level we should be over 160.
Well, now, what do you have to do to take over the lead in the Central Division points?
Pretty much it's a battle between myself and Joel Tansman. Brent Levisatt unfortunately didn't make the cut at the Quick 8 here today, so it's between ourselves and Joel.
Well, indeed, the ImportDrag.com Quick 8 program presented by Turbo High Tech and Performance Magazine has presented some of the biggest numbers of this event, and as Sav Leone just told you, 157 mile-an-hour speed here on the mountain dropped jaws in qualifying. But here is Joel Tansman from Woodland Hills, California in his Toyota Supra, and Dominic Conti from California in the Honda Civic in the far lane. Almost identical reaction times, but Joel Tansman's Toyota is making big horsepower. 9.57 seconds, a tremendous run for the number 3 qualifier. A 1090 and 133 comes up for Dominic Conti's Honda. Next up, it'll be J.J. Olson out of Loveland, Colorado, the number 2 qualifier deep in the 9-second zone. And in the near lane, Kevin Bonds from Aurora, Colorado, and his problem-plagued Honda. Something happens to the 1.8-liter Civic, and this one is all J.J. Olson's. Marching to the finish line at over 146 miles per hour on an easy 1109. That is also big power here on the mountain. And there you see a dejected Kevin Bonds taking the rough way back to the pits. That'll bring on Levon Isley in the Quartz Hill, California Honda with Acura power, 1.8-liter big-inch engine for this category against Sam Park from Highland Range, Colorado. His Honda Civic, a more conventional 1.7 power plant. The whole shot advantage, almost 0.2 of a second. And Levon Levon parlays that into a big win at 10.29 seconds at 147 miles per hour. We've got some amazing speeds in this category. The final pair here, the quarterfinal round, is the one and only Sav Leone in the far lane, the Pennsylvania Honda Civic driver against Justin Dalrymple from Loveland, Colorado. Dalrymple puts a whole shot on Sav, but that's about as long. Oh, and pieces flying off of Leone's car. Wow, don't know what that was all about, but at 153 miles an hour, it didn't seem to slow the car down any. On the replay, it was one of the ground effects body panels coming off the side of the Pennsylvania ride. And the safety crew first grabs that off the racetrack before we continue action. In the meantime, here's Rick.
Sav Leone got a little bit lighter going down the racetrack.
Yeah, we kind of lost the rocker panel there on the driver's side. I didn't know it until I got back, and actually Pack Motorsports next door here brought it over to me. I was like, oh, great.
Well, we saw something come off the car, but a 947, you're not going to argue about that at all.
No, we're trying to be consistent. You know, that's our third 940 pass, this weekend. We're just trying to keep it consistent. If we have to, there's more in the car, definitely. Just data logging it after every run, making the changes we have to make. We're trying to be consistent. That's key.
Very good. A lot of people use these for tuning. I think if you move this Queen over onto the King, it would work a lot better, though.
Yeah, the king of solitaire there, helping with tuning advice. Well, Sav Leone, only 0.02 of a second slower than his qualifying run, goes to the semifinal round against Levon Isley, and Tansman will take on J.J. Olson coming up in the semis.
Ron Lummus and his Volkswagen out of California up here at the High Country. Ron, how has the season been the last few months since we've seen you?
Well, I can say that it's had its ups and downs. We started the season off really well, had extraordinary luck, and then we got into a bad streak, but hopefully it's over today. Well, we spent all night on Powerhouse Dyno with Paul, and he really tuned us up. What the motor makes is about 725 horsepower now. That's about 200 horsepower up from the highest I've ever been.
What kind of changes have you made to pick up that 200 horsepower?
Well, we came from carburetors and magnetos, which is the antithesis of the import scene, and we have gone now to a sequentially fuel-injected alcohol setup, and we picked Denver as the first race to try to get it dialed. So if I'm not a glutton for punishment, I don't know what.
We're back at the mountain, Bandimere Speedway, just outside of Denver, Colorado, in the IDRC Rocky Mountain Nationals, brought to you by DragSport Magazine. You can go to dragsport.com for all your imported racing information.
Carlos Montano driving the Pepe Loco. Well, we've talked to the Volkswagen guys, and well, the last time you and I visited, you were changing engines in Englishtown, New Jersey. So we're a long way from that, both performance-wise and work-wise. So a little bit of tuning up. You're number one. You're going to take the points title this year?
Yes, I am. Yes, I need this money. I have no sponsors. This money that I'm going to get is going to sponsor me for next year or the year after, if I don't find a sponsor.
Guy comes from New Jersey to the mountain, number one qualifier, toughest guy out there right now.
And indeed, in the Outlaw class, brought to you by Apex Integration and Import Racer Magazine, Carlos has been the dominant force, qualifying low at 866 over 155 miles an hour. But Ron Lummus and that incredible Volkswagen takes on the conventional VW bug of Mike Schillereff from Littleton, Colorado. And we've got a drag race. An upset hole shot by the more conventional Beetle, but here comes the brand new 2002. And Ron Lummus pulls it out the back at over 154 miles per hour. That one didn't look good until the very end of the quarter mile for Ron Lummus. And the solo run here, the semifinal round of the Apex Integration Outlaw class goes to your number one qualifier, Carlos Montano, in his classic old school 83 cubic inch rotary powered 1971 Datsun B210. Charging to the finish line, a little bit of oil blow by from the turbo, 872 at over 150 miles an hour. He's still the quickest man on the mountain. But keep in mind that Lewis's Volkswagen at 154 miles an hour at least shows it has the power to take on the Datsun B210 in the final. Who will reign? We'll find out soon.
We look at the license plate, another racer making the long drive from Ohio. It's an Eagle Talon in the street category, driven by John Shepard. We take a look at the tires and we see race tires, both front and rear. John, you're a long way from home.
Yeah, about 24 hours it took us to get out here.
Now we ask, you're normally in the points lead, but you're not there. What happened?
You got a lot of stuff to worry about in all-wheel drive Talon. They were, you know, we're built to handle 195 horsepower. We're pushing over 800 through them. So we had a really unfortunate rear end problem last race, and it took us out first round. So it put us back 55 points.
Well, good luck, John Shepard, the long drive from Ohio. We're going to find out in a little while if it pays off.
And indeed, here in the BF Goodrich Tires Street 8 category, presented by Sport Compact Car Magazine, we have drag racing's prototypical situation. The 1, 2, 3, and 4th qualifiers are still in the semis. Ari Yallon and his Garland, Texas Stars and Stripes Mazda is behind Carl Martin's Mazda. But here comes Ari, driving around that whole shot with a 990 at 145 miles per hour, continuing his unbelievable pace of the last 2 seasons. Now it'll be John Shepard and that 150 mile per hour Toyota Supra from Orlando, Florida of Mark Mazurowski. And problems off the line for Mazurowski. Nobody expected that car to falter. John Shepard goes to the final round with a brilliant 10-12 at over 141 miles an hour, his second quickest run of the entire event. So going into the final round of the BF Goodrich Tires Street category, Shepard's Eagle takes on Yallon's Mazda. The quick category, brought to you by ImportDrag.com, and Turbo High Tech and Performance Magazine presents their semifinals, and this one will feature J.J. Olson's Loveland, Colorado Civic and Joel Tasman's Woodland Hills, California Supra. And problems for Tansman. The car never even spun a tire under power. The clutch goes away, I believe. And Olson marches to a 993 at 147, his second quickest run of the weekend. The crew loves it.
Smoke the Supra! Yes!
And so does JJ. Elation at the top end here at Denver. The next battle up will present Sav Leone and Levon Isley in a great classic matchup. But before we get to that, we'd like to remind you that for all the latest news and notes from the world of motorsports, you can visit rpm.espn.com. Isley's silver and black Honda, Sav Leone's 150 mile per hour monster pull into the staging beams. The winner goes to the final round of the ImportDrag.com Quick 8. The whole shot goes to Sav Leone, and that's all she wrote for Levon. 9.44 seconds at 153 miles per hour for Leone. Levon Isley's 994 at 147, well behind. J.J. Olson's Civic takes on Sav Leone's Pennsylvania Terror in the final of the ImportDrag.com Quick 8. Meanwhile, here's Rick.
And we looked all around the pit area trying to find the competitors in Pro, and what did we find? We found the 98 Eagle Talon of David Buschur. And David, you're the only Pro Eliminator car here.
I don't know where they all went. They're either running scared or they can't drive this far. I'm not sure what the deal is.
Well, you made it all the way from Ohio, and you're the points leader. How many rounds do you have to go to wrap up the title now?
I think that'll be one round. It's going to be pretty easy if I can start the car.
This ESPN coverage of the IDRC Rocky Mountain Nationals is brought to you by Auto Trader Magazines. Sell it where people will see it in Auto Trader Magazines. And by Advanced Clutch Technology Clutches, the winner's choice. Stay with us. We're back at Bandimere Speedway on the mountain just outside of Denver. The IDRC Rocky Mountain Nationals final rounds just about ready to begin. In fact, the very first championship final round will be that, well, solo run. The Drag Sport Magazine Pro 8 final, this incredible new Eagle Talon ride of Dave Buschur from Wakeman, Ohio. The 2-liter marching machine that has already put down mid 8-second runs, actually 8.20 seconds for low ET of qualifying. Here he is on the championship dash in the Pro Championship round. Oh, a little bit sideways in the mid-range, but he gets right back on the throttle and goes 159 miles per hour to pick up those valuable World Championship points. The crowd enjoyed it nonetheless, and here's Rick with the winner.
Now, the first thing you said when the door opened, it was a little loose in the middle.
That's 2 passes. We've got loose about the 8th mile both times I had to lift.
Said you run an 840 this time, 159 miles an hour, good enough for the win and actually a national title.
Wow, that'll wrap up the national title. Great job for Buschur. Meanwhile, this is one of the most anticipated drag races of this event. John Shepard's Buckeye Eagle and Ari Yallon's Texas Stars and Stripes Mazda going at it for the BF Goodrich Tires Street Quick 8 title. Almost identical reaction times, but a car length advantage in the mid-range for Ari Yallon. And Ari Yallon takes the win at Denver with a brilliant 978 to a losing 10:02 for John Shepard.
I say, Ari Yallon a little bit happy with that win.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, that was a good run for us. We were neck and neck for the points lead, and it's just one race, but it's a big difference for us.
Every race is a big difference, including this one. The ImportDrag.com Quick 8 Final presented by Turbo High Tech and Performance Magazine. The blue and white Honda of J.J. Olson, the underdog in this championship bash, takes on Sav Leone's Pennsylvania Honda. Oh, and a massive hole shot for Sav Leone. Problems for J.J. Olson off the starting line. As you can see, he is not going to recover. Sav Leone from the #1 qualifying spot all the way to the winner's circle. 950, a great run, and again, 153 miles per hour.
Sav Leone, good job, took the win, whole shot and all.
Yeah, we did it, man. I saw that tree come down. I just went and wasn't looking back. Hit the high boost that time. Not sure what happened, but I'm just glad to get the win up here, you know, for everybody.
Glad to get the win up here. I love the up here part. In the thin air of Denver, this championship bash has the crowd on their feet. Carlos Montano and his classic old school 71 Datsun B210. Ron Lummus's incredible new Volkswagen Bug in the Apex Integration Outlaw Quick 8 Final. A great drag race, but problems for Lummus, and the old school rotary marches into the winner's circle at 8.67 seconds, over 150 miles per hour for the New Jersey racer.
Pepe Loco, Carlos Montano, good job.
Wow.
You got treed though.
Well, I didn't want to red light. I knew I had him. I knew I was overpowering him down the track and stuff like that. I was all messed up. I put it in reverse in the burn. I don't know what happened there. But it was a good run. You know, I still let go and still beat him.
Said you took the win. Now you're going to leave with a bigger points lead, and now you make those decisions for the rest of the year.
Well, I think I got the series. I just got to keep on trying. I have major problems this weekend. So, you know, the numbers I was running, high altitude. Once I fix the power, I should run at least at 8.2, something.
Well, Pepe Loco, a crowd favorite and your winner.
And one thing's for sure, underlining that every race is important theme, every winner here at Denver ended up moving into the points lead. The all-motor category was not contested here at the Mile High event, but Erick Aguilar leads that one going into the next championship battle in Palmdale, California. And in fact, you can see ESPN2's exclusive coverage of the final event on the Auto Trader Drag Racing Series coming up December 29th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. On behalf of myself, Brett Kepner, Rick Carlson, and all the fans here at Bandimere Speedway, thanks for being with us. This event has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sport. For more information, visit ESPN.com. See you at Palmdale.